Hey everyone, welcome back. I know I'm late. I'm sorry about that. I actually had to run to pick up some Christmas gifts that I had bought and that I had to go pick up in store before the stores closed tonight. So I was running to make it back in time and I was a little late. Sorry about that. Hold on, let's turn this down because there must be some major echo going on. Hey Tagay, Jumping Bear, Humor. Humor says, can't be here for the stream, but wanted to pop in and give a like. Loop Hero is such a good game. I've got over 70 hours on PC. Damn, you're beating me for the moment. I didn't play at all till it hit Switch, and but I did put in like 8 hours like yesterday, which is a lot. Now, yesterday or Wednesday, anyway. I think I'm above 10 hours now, but hey guys. Welcome to the stream. Sorry, came in here like crazy. I ran in, threw my jacket off. As you saw, I was taking my vest off as I was coming in. Just took the time to grab a beer. Which, yeah, I think the microphone just picked up. Oh, feels good. Okay. Give me just a sec. I'm going to throw the cat out and I'll be right back and we're going to get this started because honestly, I've been itching to play this all day. I haven't been able to play it today and I've been itching all day. We're gonna play. I'm back. We're gonna play on the game that I already have started because the startup of the game can be a little slow sometimes. Like you need like a few dummy runs in just to get things really rolling. Just to let you all know, though, I have not beaten any of the bosses. So we still have to beat boss 1. So we're probably going to be doing a lot of loot runs tonight. We're going to be doing some runs. Testing. Think everything's back now. Oh my god, this setup is gonna be the end of me one of these days, especially for streaming. Everything else is going smoothly, but when it comes to streaming, this setup hates me. It's purposefully messing with me to see how long it's gonna take me to actually throw my microphone out the window or the capture card. So hopefully you guys can all hear me again now, can hear the game. Everything should be back and smooth. Thank you for hanging in there. Once kilos to Gade, Jumping Bear. If you guys are still here, thank you for hanging in there. So sorry for all the issues. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna get the run going because, as I said, we're gonna be doing some runs tonight where we're going to basically be building up supplies. We want to basically build up our base. First of all, I just want to let you all know, do not judge at all this game by the visuals or what it looks like. This game is definitely should not be judged by visuals at all. I am in love with it. Check out, and even if you don't believe me or if you don't believe the gameplay tonight, check out the reviews. This is an amazing game. I'm telling you right away. If you're into roguelites, if you like strategy games, this is going to be really right up your alley. So we are basically trying to build up our base because the persistent element in this roguelite is pretty much your base. This is how you're going to get more powerful over time because everything else is going to be basically on a run-by-run basis. So you want to unlock these buildings, which unlock basically new abilities and new cards and even new characters. Like now I have the choice between two characters, the warrior and the rogue. We're going to get into it. We're going to start an expedition. I'm going to use the base build that I'm using now to just acquire a lot of wood. I'm basically trying to get a lot of wood and a lot of extra metal shards so that we can build new buildings. So we're going to select, oops, we need this back. Yeah, so we're going to select, this is the base deck we're going to be using. It's very simple. It is simply based around basically focusing on the grove to get a lot of wood. Battlefield and cemetery is just there to help us sort of level up, give us some extra items. But basically this is what we're going to be running with. I don't think we need anything else for this first run. Yeah, let's go like this. We're going to go like this. And we're going to start with a warrior run, okay? Because I know that theoretically for long term, the best runs are supposed to be rogues, but we're going to start with a warrior run because it's the simplest to explain the basics of the game. So your character actually moves on his own throughout this loop. And basically what he wants to do is level up through his gear, and eventually you can fight the boss. The boss is basically the second meter at the top that as you place resources on the map, like let's place these rocks, you'll see the bar starts building, the second bar at the top left, which is the boss bar. When you're ready, you can move on with your character, and when he hits an enemy, he's going to auto fight. So basically you are the dungeon master here. The character moves on his own. The only thing you decide is when he moves and when he stops. Other than that, you're sort of creating the field he's going to need to evolve, if you will. Different cards have different effects, so now we're placing down some resources that will help boost our HP and our HP regeneration at the end of each day. And as we kill things, as you can see, items are dropping. And we have to select if we want to replace what we're using right now with the items we're collecting. And sorry, my dog is going crazy apparently. So this mace is definitely an upgrade. The ring for the moment is not. Or it's not a significant enough upgrade that it's worth wasting on it. Because there's a lot of like little strategies that we have to get into a groove here. That basically you don't want to upgrade an item unless it's definitely an upgrade. And I'm so sorry about my dog. My kids have gone outside, so he wants to go play with them. If he doesn't be quiet in about 30 seconds, I'm going to have to just go quiet him down. So we're getting cards at the bottom, so there's a deck building aspect to the game as well. The groves, we're going to start placing. The groves are going to give us different types of enemies. And they're also going to give us wood, however, which is one of the resources we are actually trying to get. So we want to place them on the map. And we're going to place them strategically so that we can actually take advantage of making the fights as easy as possible. By the way, I am not a super big expert at this. I have played, like I said, about 8 hours of it. probably going to make mistakes. I don't know all the synergies yet, and I'm trying to keep it to a minimum what I'm reading online. Like, I basically just read what are the main structures I should be aiming for at the beginning of the game, but I didn't want to ruin any of the other surprises. So this next one we're going to put down, every time we go through a loop is going to give us a chest, which is going to give us, once again, upgrade possibilities. That ring is nothing good. And the reason, by the way, you don't want to use items when you don't have to is all unused items, when your little screen fills up, that's what gives you the scrap metal. And scrap metal, you really need to build a lot of the buildings. Andrew says, "Hi Rick, greetings from Michigan. Hope you and the fam are well. The fam is very good tonight. Kids are outside playing. Dog was going crazy till about a minute ago. So I'm very glad he got quiet. And we are about to try and build our run. Hopefully we'll have time to get it in at least 4 or 5 runs tonight. But I really want to have fun tonight. I want to chat with all of you. This is a game I'm loving so far. Only thing is, visually, I've got to say, yes, it isn't super visually appealing. But once you get to understanding what's happening, it gets quite interesting. So we're going to place these 2 cards here. We want to place the Blood Grove here, because this has to be, basically, it's going to absorb the enemies we kill within the areas. And what we're going to do then is that eventually it's going to spawn this bigger enemy. This bigger enemy is very tough, but it also gives a very useful resource. So that's why we want to spawn the enemies. So this is all about, you're a dungeon master. And of course you could put like no enemies on the map and just go loop after loop after loop. But the thing is, you want to put the enemies on the map because that's what gives you the resources to be able to push further. So let's get our character going again. Let's see him fight some more blobs. And we're going to see our first new enemies because I spawned the groves, you're going to see they're like these sort of wolf-type creatures. We're going to put some mountains down here. We're going to keep building our mountains. As you can see, if you put a meadow near any other item, it becomes a blooming meadow, which gives you more HP. So there's all kinds of like synergies by putting stuff in different areas that you sort of have to learn throughout the game, which is why, honestly, it's so addictive. So we're going to put a meadow here. We're going to put another meadow here. As you see, my boss gauge is building. You see now you can actually see the green bar, the second green bar that's coming up. It is quite interesting. Damage to all 5. A level 3 ring. You can see the levels of the items at the bottom right. This is not a good enough upgrade, and this is not what we want to go for. Basically, the warrior, we're looking for high HP items, and we're looking for HP regeneration. So items that are going to give us those 2 things are going to be like top of the list. I'm going to place the meadow here, and we're going to place our treasure here. This is going to give us a ton of resources if we can build stuff all around it. So basically, that's what we're aiming with that one. So as you see, basically the basic story here, if you don't know what it is the world actually disappeared. It's like the end of the world. Someone deleted everything, and you have to bring it back through your memories. So as you're playing through the loop and you're sort of fighting the enemies, you're remembering like what the world looked like, and those are your cards that are coming into existence. And you see, we just got pushed out an item. That's why we got a metal shard. We filled up our item sheet. And right now we're actually getting pretty basically not very good drops for our items. But hopefully things are gonna pick up. We're getting to our 3rd loop. So around the world, we've got a new trophy. Actually, I'm not sure how to look at the trophies on Switch. We can go in the option menu. Here we're gonna get a treasure chest, so hopefully we're gonna get a good drop. Now we got some level 3s, and this is very good. We're going from, like, our old armor was giving us 91 extra HP. This one's giving us 223 and 5 defense. Obviously a worthy upgrade. And this one on top of it is giving us regen per second and evasion. Another very worthy upgrade. So these are worth equipping. So now we're going to regen life quicker. And we're also starting to build up our HP, which is what we're aiming for the warrior. Oh, this could be a decent upgrade weapon. Yeah, it is. It's not a major upgrade. Like, I'm not crazy about it, but it's worthy enough to equip because our level 1 mace was really trashy. We're gonna say that it's trashy. Now, like I said, I'm not the biggest expert in this, so if there's anyone out in the chat that says some things I say do not make sense because I just don't know about it yet, let me know, because I really want to grow in knowledge in this. So now we're about to place a rock here, and you're going to see our rock is going to shift into a mountain, because if you put 9 rocks and mountains together, it gives you a ton of resources. Once again, it's one of those special interactions that I came upon so far. So we are going to stack this here because we want to stack our bonuses and basically pop the groves together so that when we get to those groves, we are as powerful as possible. The beacons basically give us extra attack speed and extra movement speed when we're in their range. So far, that's my strategy, is that we're trying to loop like this. I'm going to start looping quicker. I'm going to put it to ×3 speed. Because basically, it doesn't change anything other than the speed at which your character moves. So, let me know, everyone else, how are you guys doing out there? Jumping Bear, you say Among Us VR looks cool. I didn't see Among Us VR. Was that like at the Game Awards yesterday? Because I had to drop out at the end of the Game Awards. I was watching with over at the Console Corner with you guys, but I had to drop out at the end because my interview with Celia was coming up. So unfortunately, I missed the end, and I missed where Metroid Dread won. I have to watch that tonight because, as you can see, I've been back to back, like working on content since yesterday. First, like, I had to run out and basically get the Christmas gifts like the day at 4. I had to order them online and do like a pickup in store so that they didn't run out. That is awesome, man. I'm gonna check that out definitely as soon as we're done here. So Metroid Dread won Action Game of the Year. Come on, let's give it to it. At least Nintendo came away with a very good award this year. At Once Kills, you bought Blasphemous, but you haven't tried it yet. Let me know when you try it. Let me know when you try it. It is one of those awesome games. Like, one day I hope we get to stream much more often and we get to play all those amazing games that take a lot of time and that we need to sort of really appreciate on stream. So I'm going to build one last grove. I think we're not going to build more than 4 groves, or we're going to ask for trouble. Because basically you're creating extra enemies, you understand? So they can kill your character. If you throw too much stuff at them, they can kill your character. Also, creating that mountain, by the way, spawns the harpy that you just saw. Like, I don't know if you saw, but in my grove, there's like a white sort of bird-like creature. That's a harpy that we just spawned because we made that mountain. Now we have defense. No, but we want regen per second. We want, basically, I want to aim on vampirism or regen per second. So right now, I'm probably only going to upgrade if we get vampirisms or or damage per second. Or if at one point our items are just so overpowered in levels that we need to, like, it's worth the upgrade even if it's not the right stats. Oh, like this here. Like 3 levels higher is definitely worth the upgrade. It's a ton more damage. So now you want to put this on the field and you want to try to not overlap these zones because they create a very tough enemy if you overlap them. That is not fun to deal with. Hey Tron, welcome. Other than the fact that I'm sort of like, I was very rushed today, I am doing pretty good. I am playing 2 amazing games right now at the same time. Like, this is one of them. The other one, unfortunately, we can't look at yet, but we will be able to look at very soon. And you probably got a hint what that game was today if you saw one of the 2 videos. But yeah, I'm playing 2 amazing games right now. And honestly, I thought December was going to be like a dryish month where, like, you know, we were gonna have a few indie drops here that were like so-so. I think it's just a typo, Bear. It was just a typo. I'm pretty sure he meant to say Rick. But yeah, it's I thought it was gonna be a dry month, and honestly, I got what is turning out to maybe be two of my favorite games of the year. And we just spawned one of the mega creatures down there. I'm a little scared though, because this is very early in the run to spawn him. Okay, this. Oh my god, we're not gonna do the shield, but I feel like we have to do the armor. Let's look at the items we got here. What's this one? 15. Yeah, no, we have to do the armor though. Like an extra 170 HP plus, and even though we're losing 2 defense, like whatever. No problem, Tron. Don't worry about it. Happens to me all the time. I often like, especially when I'm watching Twitch, I'm often on mobile, and I do typos all the time. My thumbs are too thick, man, for typing with my thumb. The Oblivion card, by the way, you can destroy what you want. You can destroy anything you've placed or anything that fell on the map. And there are random drops, like here, the Goblin Camp. That spawns every 10 resource cards you drop, or 10 forests, or 10 meadows, whatever. No, I ain't rich either, man. I ain't rich either. Don't worry about that. So I'm going to destroy the Goblin Camp, because the Goblin Camp early on are just huge annoyances. Especially that we're going to be dealing with a big enemy. I want to be top-notch here. This is interesting. Yeah, no, this is worth... this is worth taking. Even though it's not the stats I want, it's giving me enough that I'm going to take it. And like I said, I'm a little bit scared because we spawned one of the bigger enemies. Now, we do have potions right now, so we do have a little bit of like built-in regen. That's from one of our buildings. And here we're going to see it. I'm going to show you guys basically in just a couple of seconds when I drop my... I'll tell you when. When I drop the next meadow, you're going to see we're going to have like a ton of resources. Let me show my satchel. Why is my satchel not showing? It's glitched, isn't it? Oh, no, it's because I'm placing my square. You're going to see it when we're... when I'm going to place this, you're going to see we're going to get a ton of resources. Boom. Ton of resources in our bag. Now, that's actually why we're doing this run, by the way. We're not aiming for the boss. We're aiming simply for vampirism. That's something I want. Pure damage to all. But it's not worth switching right now. That's the thing. This might be. Like evasion damage to all. No, I'm gonna hold off. I'm not gonna use those armors. We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait for the treasure chests. We might get even better stuff. But we do definitely want... We want to start looking for vampirism and high HP. Like, we're doing not too bad on the HP scale, but we're doing really bad on vampirism and that stuff. So I'm gonna place... We're gonna still stack for HP. I'm not gonna be keeping the cards, because right now, even though I know we should start early, I don't actually need the resource that the extra cards give. We're gonna hold off on the cemetery though. Let's do the other treasure chest, and then I'm gonna decide how we're gonna equip this. Oh, this is good. So we've got vampirism here. We've got another 9% vampirism here. We had a really good regen per second ring though. 3 regen per second is really high. Okay, we're gonna try it like this. I do think we're gonna have a pretty decent go at it. We're gonna try it like this. It has a tutorial, Andrew, but it is super short, and it just really explains you the very basics of how to make it through a loop. Like it explains to you how to start the game, how to equip items, but everything else you sort of really have to guess on your own. But that's traditional for a roguelike. It's like you start playing and you discover as it goes. The mechanics themselves, like how to press the buttons and what to press the buttons, are very simple. What's very hard is finding all these synergies. And basically what I would say the biggest part of the game that you have to sort of realize quickly is that the point isn't to place all the cards or to make it through the loop as fast as possible. You're playing like the long game. You're playing like you're a dungeon master and you want to set out for runs on a specific reason. Like you have to tell yourself at the beginning, this run, I'm going for the boss. This run, I'm going for resources, because you're not going to do the same thing. And you can stop the run at any point. No, it's not on SNES, Jumping Bear. Not to my knowledge, at least. I don't know if they could port a version to SNES, because yes, it's old school graphics, but it is a brand new game, meaning that this isn't a port of a earlier game. This is a brand new property. Okay, so now we have an upgrade here. We get to choose between the hero deals 1.9 for every potion used since his last trade is taken. Yeah. Sunlight causing next set to deal 2 times damage to all. Your HP drops, your generation is doubled. We're going to take that because hopefully we're going to get regenerative items, as I said. Okay, max HP. It's good, but we'd rather keep the vampirism stuff. Yeah, the graphics look super old school, but this is like an artistic choice by the developers. And that's what I said. Don't judge this game by the views of it. Like even Alex did a review. The guys at Switch Up did a review, and this game is hitting like major scores. It's already on PC for a while, and it's really proven itself to be a very deep, very fun game. And honestly, at $20, you're probably going to be putting hundreds of hours into this. No joke. No joke. I think it sells for $20, but you're going to be putting hundreds of hours into. And it's fun to have a strategy roguelite. Like, I like Skull, but Skull, like, you have to be attentive at every second. It's an action roguelike. Like, you have to be... it's fun to have a strategy one where you can lay back, make a plan, and, like, execute it. Anyway, I'm having seriously a ton of fun. I'm gonna be doing at the beginning of the year like the best games of 2021 type of list, and I can already guarantee you, because there's nothing else that I can see coming out, this is gonna be one of my best games of 2021 that I will have played. I already know ahead of time. So I'm basically placed a bunch of stuff over there that will help our regen and also my max HP. Now we're about to face down against one of the really tough enemies, so hopefully we're going to be able to make it through. It's that sort of undead looking thingy. But he is going to be tough. He's hitting like a truck. Yeah. Okay, we made it through not too bad. It was actually pretty decent. It was actually pretty decent. So now I'm going to start beaconing the rest of the field so that we can maybe expand to other regions. And we have another goblin camp here. Ugh. These guys annoy me in the early runs. No, they haven't. So my wife's like, drinking beer while you're playing a video game. That's what she basically said in French. So she's laughing at me, basically. Okay. But we all know that that's the best way to be playing video games. Come on. Chilling out, grabbing a beer, playing games. Best thing you can do. She doesn't get it. Oh, okay. We're going to have a lot of items here to take a look at. Okay. Let's take a look here. Damage to all. So we're not going to take that. I don't want that. That is not useful. Regen per second. Another 3 HP regen per second. And you see, I purposely tried to leave big parts of the map open so that if you get regen per second, you can actually regen easily. For tonight, I just used my Pro controller because I came in so quick. I just grabbed whichever first controller was on the table, and that was it. Like, it was next to my SN30 Pro Plus. But this game you can actually play with the D-pad or with the joystick. So honestly, yeah, exactly, is Simos. She's not enough of a gamer to realize that this is the way you got to do it. Like, it's funny though, but yesterday they spent the whole evening playing Just Dance upstairs. I told them not to tonight so that we don't hear like constant banging on the floor for like an hour. But while I was getting ready for the interview with Celia, man, they were banging upstairs, and I was like, dang. I hope they give up by the time it's interview time, because or else we're gonna have an issue. Man, we're getting a lot of stuff, but nothing that I should be changing to. This is the only one that makes me feel like it, but I feel like long-term the vampirism is just better. And we're gonna still sit on those cemeteries because right now it is not gonna be the path to victory. Now we really gotta get some very good regen items pretty soon, or else we're going to have to stop the loop. And I have trouble right now. The reason why I'm not getting enough resources is because I always end up doing one loop too many. And it always ends up costing me like 70% of my resources. Oh, here we go. 11% vampirism. That is a good shield for our build. That is a good shield for our build. Now I'm getting a little happy. Okay. We're going to beacon again. I think we're going to beacon like this because we can... They stack, by the way. Some of the bonuses stack, so if you can stack a lot of them, you can get like major bonuses going at the same part. Yeah, I know. It really reminds me of old 90s PC games like a lot. You're right. But it plays like that too. So we have 16% counter. This is a better overall item. We have regen per second here, but we know our vampirism shield is better. Counter regen. I feel like it's worth... No, it's not worth... Let's keep going. I'm going to wait for the other treasure chest and then decide maybe we might end up switching to that. Oh, that's nice. We can get ourselves another treasure chest towards the end of the run here. We're going to place some more rocks, some more mountains, another meadow. We're going to really pump the regeneration and the HP. Like I said, we weren't going for the boss. It's pretty small, I think. Let me check the download size. Where's my phone? Actually, let me just do this here. Give me a sec, I'll check it for you. It is. That is not what I want. 253 megabytes, guys. So 253 megabytes. It is tiny. It is tiny. So if you're worried about micro SD card space, you don't even need to put this one on the micro SD. You could put it on your console, and it's probably never gonna make a difference. So our notification's not working. Give me a sec here. Oh, okay, there we are. Yeah. The notifications were not showing up. Sorry about that, guys, for a sec there. Okay, refresh that. Now we can see the chat as well on the screen. Much better, much better. Which is pretty great. Okay. Yeah, no, like I said, graphics-wise, the game doesn't have a lot. It is all about the gameplay. Honestly, it is all about the gameplay. Yeah, I heard too that, yeah, you're right, that Blossom Tales is getting a sequel, Simos. I am very excited as well because that is a game I'm super happy to hear that they're getting back into, because it is one of it is the very definition of a hidden gem, in my opinion. Like, it is such a great little game, and it is one of the rare games that manages to reproduce an almost Zelda-like feeling. So what we can do here is we can start thinking about placing some cemeteries. Cemeteries are going to give us extra rocks, but they're going to spawn skeletons. So I do see that we're getting to the point where we're actually regenning during our fights, which means that we can start looking at that. Now we're getting a lot of items. Let's just look through them, but I don't think anything is going to change anything. Yeah, like, this is not worth the upgrade. No, and it's a downgrade even. Yeah, we're getting a pretty decent build here. We've got another one of these, by the way, so we're going to want to maximize this here. Put stuff around it, and I'm going to make a cemetery zone. So we should be pretty pumped for that cemetery zone. The only issue we have here is that goblin camp, because it's spawning a lot of enemies at the same spot. Like, we're going to be facing down 4 enemies. We're going to lose HP here. We're going to be taking too many hits from different spots. But we might regen it at the end of the fight, when basically there's only 1 or 2 left. We still took a lot. We still took a lot there. I'm really hoping for an Oblivion card so that we can get rid of the Goblin Camp, because it's super oddly like, it's really in a bad spot. It's like on top of one of my groves, meaning that it's going to spawn those... It's going to spawn like on top of the wolves. The wolves on their own, not an issue. The goblins on their own at this point wouldn't be an issue, but it's when you put both of them on the same spot that it's an issue. Give me a sec here, because I just want to look at something here. Regen per second, 0.6. Yeah, no, it's not worth. But this is definitely worth it. It's a lot of damage upgrade, even though it doesn't have the stats we want. By the way, if I'm going through too quickly through like the different items, let me know. Oh, let me just see. Ravel, you just managed to get your Switch OLED from Walmart. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff, honestly. I'm thinking of making a list of games that are worth replaying on Switch OLED just for the better screen. And but like, I have so many ideas, but I just don't have time to get them together. But I do think that will make a quite interesting video when I'm going to finally get the chance to do it. Now, I do think we're going to place a second Blood Grove. I just don't know if we want to place it here. No, I'm going to place it up there so that hopefully we can spawn them in different areas. Those tougher enemies. And we have another battlefield that I'm going to place here. So we should be getting a ton of chests now every turn, which is going to be really good for resources. By the way, since I'm on level 1, because there are different campaigns, meaning that it'll spawn different bosses, the max resources I can collect is 10 resources per type. If you look, it's not the lower numbers, it's the upper numbers, it's the bigger stacks. I can't stack more than 10 of the items. They'll just stop stacking at that point. But the important thing now is that we are so stacked with items is we definitely do not want to die. That is my biggest worry right now, is that if we take one loop too many and we end up dying, we can get into trouble. So I'm going to place this grove up here. But I think this is going to be our loop. Like, I don't think I'm going to be placing any more enemy squares. We are really just going to be maxing out resources. Nothing to... This armor, I checked it right. Yeah, it was regen per second, but it's not high enough. And that starting part of the loop with the chest is really good for us. It really helps us regen a lot. Counter damage to all. Speed, counter damage to all. We don't want that. So now we're gonna try and basically do as many loops as we can. And I'm like I said, I'm gonna slow down on placing the cards, except for the one that's gonna give us resources here. Damage to all regen. Regen per second, 1.8. That's actually pretty decent, but it's not better than what we have. So now we're going to get a stack of resources once again. We're actually pretty almost maxed out on wood. Oh, we got an Oblivion card. Sorry about the kids again, guys. Oh my god. I'm getting rid of the goblin camp because that is the only thing that can kill us now. Is that one square with where the goblin camp was, and the wolves and the grove. Now I heard there's a special resource that you get when you fight 4 characters at once. Hey Alan, hey buddy, I just recently found your YouTube channel and I'm really enjoying it. The vids are really helpful, thank you. Well, I'm really glad that the vids are helpful for you, Alan. I imagine you're talking about the deal vids primarily, but I hope you eventually, or maybe it's the other content as well, but I try to cover as much stuff as I can. But thank you very much for the compliment, Alan. It's very appreciated. I love hearing that it's helping people. Hey Juan, you're late. Yeah, you're slightly late. I was late. I was 10 minutes late, so I can't blame anyone for being late tonight. Rob German, trying to decide if I get the physical edition of Loop Hero and wait to play it, or just get the digital version. Thoughts? What does your backlog look like, Rob? That's what I would ask. What does your backlog look like? Because if you buy Loop Hero and you get into it, your backlog is dead. Like, you're just not going to work through your backlog anymore because it's a game that is very encompassing. Now, we're getting to the rough section of the map. You think it's a better game on Steam? I would argue that most likely on... It depends what you're playing it on, but the only reason I would argue that I enjoyed on the Switch is I can play it in handheld once again. Now, that all depends on your situation. If you have, like, a lot of laptops at home, stuff like that, you can maybe play them a little bit everywhere, but I played this in handheld for the last 2 days, and it is fun just popping in a few runs, especially that it's not a visually intensive game. So really playing it in the handheld feels just as good as playing it on my screen here. So that's the question, Rob. If you have a big backlog and you're not like feeling like, oh my god, I'm missing out by not playing this like right away, I would say get the physical and wait. I'm double dipping, so I'm getting both, but I'm crazy too. So I'm just crazy because I double dip on too many things. But you know, that if you want just one of the two, which makes way more sense, if you have a backlog and you're not aching to play a strategy roguelite like right now, just wait for the physical. By the way, talking about physicals, I don't know if you guys saw, but the Angry Video Game Nerd 1 and 2 Deluxe is getting a physical. I ordered that this week, and I took a huge chance. I pre-ordered Infernax, the physical edition of Infernax. I think it's a game coming out in early 2022. It looks like a retro-style platformer a la Castlevania, you know, Castlevania-inspired. Took a chance on it, pre-ordered it as well. I have a good feeling about the game, and that is just a feeling. Like, I'm not hiding that I played it or anything like that. Just a feeling. taking a chance on it. I pre-ordered that. The problem is, you're super right, Grovel. The problem is, I end up opening the god darn physicals. Because, to me, I just love putting a cart in my Switch. So I'm so... And not only that, I have multiple Switches, and it sort of solves the problem of... Which is my primary Switch, which is my secondary Switch, which Switch are the kids using upstairs... which account do I have to use because they're playing X and Y game upstairs. Like, it causes a couple of issues having multiple Switches, as probably some people know. And physical carts just solves that for me, because my Switch is actually the secondary Switch. It's not the primary Switch. Because I want to make sure that my kids can play even if they're not at home, while I can sort of deal with carrying carts around, and because I'm worried about them losing carts, basically. I don't want them taking the carts out of the house, but I trust myself to take the carts out of the house. But yeah, but you're right, Grovel. For someone who is less weird, double dipping is super fun, because yeah, you can keep them. And honestly, I would do that with all the Atlas games. If you look at every Atlas game from almost the beginning of time, they've all gained value, but like 5 or 10 years after they're produced. Okay, we haven't looked at our items for a while. I've been talking. Pure damage, regen per sec, but that's not better. Regen per sec, 2.4. Attack speed, still not better. Sorry about the dog again. Someone rang the doorbell, so he's going insane. This might be better. Oh, this is even better. Regen per sec and vampirism and pure damage. We are upgrading our ring. So sorry about that, guys. He is really he's really something tonight. So sorry about all that. Oh, I think we just got new armor. Yes, we did. Major upgrade. Now we are at like 35% vampirism. So we are vamping a boatload of stuff. I'm starting to think that we could maybe try taking on the boss. Like, the run's going so good now, equipment wise, but he's really tough. Like, you have to be really geared up. But, like, these goblin camps are toast. Okay, give me a sec, because he's really been... Okay, no, my wife is there. I was worried that she left and that basically the kids were not taking care of the dog. Sorry about that. Definitely, Cristobal, a roguelite gem potential. It is... Honestly, I the only reason I haven't done a review on it like today is, number one, I had way too much content already on the table that was time sensitive. I already missed the window because I did not get this as a pre-release, so I had to buy it. Yeah, glad to hear he's healthy as well. So if anyone was worried about the dog not doing well, he is doing very, very well. He's doing a little too well because he's very excited tonight. But yeah, I wished, honestly, I would have gotten this as a pre-release, because I would have done it, but I don't feel at this point that I've played enough of it yet to fully review it. I already know it's going to be a game that I love. I just haven't dove in deep enough into it to really feel like I can review it. Now, we're maxed out on wood. We can't actually collect any more wood, and we have an upgrade, actually. Oh, I think we're going to try and take on the boss, guys. Because we got one of the best upgrades I can get as a warrior, which is basically a shield that almost doubles my HP. And we are getting insane vampirism items. Oh, this is so good. 14%, 1.8 regen. Yeah, that is going on. Oof. 14 and 21, that is better. Now I'm being a little crazy because these are slight upgrades. But if I'm getting geared up for the boss, let's do this. Okay, I think we're aiming for the boss, guys. So in a loop or two, I'm gonna start placing some cards because I haven't been placing them for a while to purposely not bring up the boss meter. But let's start placing some cards here. Let's be crazy. Let's try to get the boss. Honestly, I haven't beaten him yet. So, I don't know if we're going to manage to do it. Yeah, I don't... Oh, the only thing that would really annoy me is if we don't get the boss and we lose all these resources. It's going to be painful. I'm going to be super sad. What's this? Oh, this one is so good, though. Like, it's a hit on vampirism. The regen per second is good, is close, but 20% attack speed is so good. Okay, I'm gonna take it even though I think I shouldn't have. But anyway, we're gonna have some fun tonight. We're gonna try and do this. That guy's still hitting like a truck. So now all the positive stuff we have to start dropping. Do we have a spot where I can drop this safely? Yeah, right here. As long as the wolves don't move down, we're good. We're good. Drop the rocks here. You don't understand the thing, Juan? It's basically, imagine a RPG where you're the dungeon master. Basically, what you're doing is you're placing the map that your hero has to play through, and it's an auto runner, meaning that I don't actually control the hero. I just decide when he moves and when he stops. Good luck, Al. We will try. We will try. I don't know how many loops we're supposed to approximately do before we should be trying the boss. Like what level items we should have before trying the boss or whatnot, but... We're taking some damage here, though. We're starting to take some damage. But that's because our shield isn't regenning. That's because our shield doesn't regen. That attack speed counter, no, we don't want. Ooh, another good ring. But not as good as what we have. The little of attack speed with the vampirism is awesome. So basically now I'm going to start beaconing our base. Basically now we have to beacon our base because we fight him at the campsite, by the way. That is where we fight the boss. It is at our campsite. So we have to start beaconing our campsite. I wonder if later on there's a card that lets us actually move something that we already placed. Because I know there's a card that lets us destroy stuff. Today it's about -10, Al. It's about -10 Celsius. So that's like, what? I'm assuming somewhere around 20? Like 15 and 20 Fahrenheit, I'd feel. Like, I'm doing this mentally, so it's not... I'm not exactly the best. It's hard to calculate mentally, but I'm feeling like it's probably around 15 to 20 Fahrenheit. Somewhere around there. Okay, we've actually got a pretty decent hand to spawn the boss. Let's see how we are just before we get to the camp. Because if we're almost dead before we get to the camp, we might have to scratch the plan, by the way. Just letting y'all know. That's the only thing that can scratch the boss plan if we are low on HP when we get to the camp. We're going to scratch the plan because I'm not going to... Well, we need to be full HP, basically. We need to be full HP with our bonus. and a really awesome, like one really insane item would be really like, I wish we would get like, because our weapon actually has no stats. It actually, once kilos here, it gets to minus 30, minus 40 Fahrenheit, Celsius in the winter. Like, we're not talking about on a regular basis, but we get days at minus 30, minus 30, minus 40 Celsius. Now, someone would have to convert that into Fahrenheit if anyone has a conversion tool, like on Google or whatnot. But it is darn cold. But like I said, that only generally lasts for like 2-3 days, then it breaks. The average, I would say, during the big winter months is like minus 20. Oh my god. This is such a rough choice. Because we are losing HP, but not a lot. So by the time we hit the base, we're going to be fully stocked. Unless these guys hurt us a lot. Because we need to be fully stocked and we need to have our potions up. Did I check that ring down here? Yeah, I did. We're not really getting anything insane, though. We have a treasure chest here, though. So this is going to regen us a bit. Oof, this is going to be another rough fight. Like, I've set us up on... The thing is, I've set us up as, like, a farming run. So it's not like... Like, I would have never dropped all this stuff towards the end of the loop if I would have been setting up for a boss fight. We're about to decision point here. Ouch. Oof, but we're regenning a ton. Oh, that's because the day was up. Oh, a level 10 sword. Like, at least that is a lot of damage here. Okay, guys. So far, Ariel, the game. Well, I'm loving this game, but it is a slow play. It's a slow-paced, grindy game. It is crazy tons of fun, though. Like, if you get into it, it is tons of fun. I'm loving it. We're about to make a decision if we try the boss and risk getting totally manhandled, or if we take the safe route and just go back with our loot. But I'm feeling boss fighty. Yeah, we're full HP. Let's do this. Let's spawn this guy. Look, worst comes to worst, we lose 70% of our loot. There he goes. So basically, I filled the boss. See, and now basically, oh my god, we have to do another loop though. Ah, I thought we could. I thought we could fight him straight out. I thought I had to spawn him before we hit it. Dang. So we have to complete another loop. Ooh. Ooh. Another 10% vampirism. Actually, it's maybe worthwhile that we're doing another loop because we're getting some good stuff. And we have an Oblivion card. So we can give ourselves an easy pass towards the end there. I can probably get rid of one of the really tough, awful spaces. The harpy's hitting like a truck. It's like I said, don't worry because we're losing the shield, but the shield doesn't regen. Like, we can't regen the shield, so that is, like, normal. Now we're locked in, by the way. We're locked in. We have to fight that boss. So we're going to cross our fingers. Yeah, 70% is uber punishing. It hurts. Like, and that's the problem, is that I've lost a lot. Like, I've lost, like, a lot. A lot of runs I've done, like, one loop too many. Just one loop too many. We don't want regen per second at this minute, though. At this point, though, because we've gone too deep into vampirism. Like, a level 10 weapon with vampirism would be freaking amazing. I am glad, though, that we're not losing any HP on these fights here. You know what? I should be maxing out... At this point, I should be maxing out the cards, though. There's no reason not to. Other than spawning, like, goblin camps, it's just going to give us more resources and more HP. Now, I know the rocks I'm maybe not putting in the best positions possible, by the way, so if in case anyone's wondering, I know that I'm probably not doing the most perfect setups. Actually, there was another treasury here. I'm going to put it there, maybe we'll get enough cards to activate it before we hit the end. Nope. Nothing there. Honestly, Ariel, it is super satisfying. Like, when you've got a good run going and you're in it, it is uber satisfying. Now, this boss is freaking hurting us so bad. Well, this isn't a boss, this is like just a special spawn, but he is hurting us something fierce. We're using potions, that is not good. I maybe should have used my Oblivion card on him, but oh, we might have just gotten a Vampirism Knife. No, it is evasion, damage to all, and pure damage. What about this here? Regen per sec, attack speed, and evasion, and 11 ring. Ugh, they did so much damage, but it's not the right stats. I'm gonna have to make a decision before they leave our field. Now, we should regen on the rest of these fights, though. Yeah. At this point, we're regenning, so we're good. Oh, we can beacon the crap out of our... We can beacon the crap out of our town hall. I'm calling it town hall because I'm too used to, like, Warcraft. Grew up on that, so to me... looks like a town hall. Still here, we should we should regen once we've got like one of them down. Hurting us. Ooh. Regen per sec, 6.6. We can't. We need that attack speed. I might have to use my Oblivion card up there. We're taking a lot of shots here. This is so bad. We really needed to fight him on that last loop, not this one. Like, this loop is hurting us. I used all my potions now. I think we're gonna fail the boss. I don't wanna be negative, but I don't think at this point we're gonna make the boss. I said it, one loop too many. One freaking loop too many. Like, these guys are gonna hurt us so bad. Oh, man. We're gonna die. I should have retreated. Oh, that felt so bad. Had we spawned him last loop, like before I got to the base, I didn't know you couldn't spawn him. I thought if you spawned him while you were on the base, you fought him right away. That means we had to really decide if we were spawning him like a step before going on. That's a good question, Luca, because I didn't notice, like I wasn't paying attention yesterday when I was playing in handheld. I didn't pay attention, so I do think that the text must have been readable in handheld because I wasn't having issues reading it. I have an OLED though. I know that makes a difference, okay? Because the OLED screen at its base being slightly bigger does make the text bigger as well. So I know that that is an issue, however. This hurt us so bad. Ugh, we lost all our wood. Because basically they don't even let you choose what you're keeping. We lost all our wood. We lost so much stuff. That is so sad. That is such a sad end to the run. That one hurt. That one really hurt. Now, basically, the two things I want to build, by the way, is a smelter. That we need, which is why I'm being stingy on weapons. I'm not equipping many weapons because we need a ton of scrap metal. We would have almost been there, honestly, with that last run if I would have ended it. And I want an intel center. Honestly, Luca, I'll have to check because I really wasn't paying attention to that, and I can agree that there's a lot of reading in this game. But if I do a review, I'll make sure to put some time on that point on how it reads in handheld mode. I have a light as well. I could try it to see if it makes a difference when I have a chance. I think it's around $20, McCracking Man. I can check, actually. I still have the listing up. No, it's $14.99. The game is $14.99. It was $19.99 because I bought it in Canada. So I didn't bother... I was in too much of a rush. I didn't bother going and buying a US eShop card and whatnot. So, yeah, thank you, Ariel. Ariel just put it in the chat as well for anyone that didn't get it. There we go. So we are going to try to do another run now. It is so sad. I'm like super sad. I'm going to try a rogue run. I'll show you guys because you have a choice between different... There are 3 characters, if I'm not mistaken. There's also a warlock or something like that. I do not have him yet. I don't know what unlocks him because we can't see that building yet. So we can't get info on it. But we're going to do that. Yeah, I understand, Luca. And I'll be honest, I'll try to keep it in mind when it's a text-based game like this one. Because obviously I'm not going to say it for like shoot-em-ups because other than the menus, you know what I mean? But yes, you are right. I'm going to try and make sure I do that. So we are going to switch to the rogue. Okay, so look, if you see here in the middle, you see the character change. The rogue equips 2 weapons. He has much higher attack, but obviously he has much lower defense and generally lesser HP because he can't equip a shield. So he equips 2 weapons, a ring, and armor only. And we're going to try with the same setup of cards, though, because like I said, at the base, we're going for... we're not going for boss runs. Like, I know we shifted the last one to a boss run because things were going very well. But for the moment, I'm going for item runs. So item runs and basically whatnot. Now, I'm probably not going to take too many chances on this one because I really, really, really want to get a smelter and a intel center up and running. Oops, I forgot to equip. So he can't equip shields. We get one to begin with because one of the buildings I have actually gives us starting items. But you get a shield, but you can't actually use it. So with the rogue, though, we're going attack speed, evasion, and attack speed, evasion, and there's something. Generally, I go attack speed, like as much attack speed as I can. Now, with the rogue, you don't get items as you kill enemies. You only get them at the end of each loop. So if you see my item screen is staying empty, but you see the little number next to the bag, that's because you will get no items till you're finished the loop. And then they'll all sort of jump in at once. However, generally, you also get more cards as a rogue. Now, I'm waiting to see what I want to place where. Okay, so now we're at the end of the run of the loop. So we're going to place this here. We're going to place... I'm gonna do the grove section at the top. And we're gonna start aiming for a mountain. Even though it spawns us the harpies should not be an issue, and we're not gonna get them on this loop. So there, all our items just popped in. So now we gotta take a look and see what we need. And we've got some attack speed here. So those are the boots we're taking. This weapon is slightly better, but we're just going to offhand it. Because by the way, you can't switch weapons in spots. Like you can't put one and then put the other one on. It's $8 on Steam. Pretty interesting. That's an interesting... If you guys have a computer and you don't mind losing the handheld factor, or like I said earlier, you have the laptop, $8 on Steam is cheap. So you can look at that. I'm hoping that we're gonna get a Christmas sale for this. Like I'm hoping that, you know, I know people keep telling me there isn't Boxing Day in the US or whatnot, but here in Canada, sales that are after Christmas, I call them Boxing Day sales. So sorry if no one else calls them that. But I'm expecting that maybe we might get a sale on this on Boxing Day. It feels like it would be a good opportunity for them to just get the game out there, like to get people, even more people to try it. So I'm like crossing my fingers on that one. So we have a level 2 armor. We're going to equip it even though it's not excellent. Because I just want to get some HP. I don't want to almost die on an early run. Because like I said, since we don't get items till the end of the run, you have to be careful with the early runs with the rogue. And chests for the rogue generally gives you resources rather than items. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, honestly, I would really imagine that any PC can run this. Like, I wouldn't see that you need a graphics card for this. Like, it seems to be running like on a graphics engine, like I said, like a 486 graphics engine. Like, my first computer was a 486, and I'm pretty sure it could have run something like this back in the day. Heck, it run Lands of Lore. Okay, we're gonna start losing cards, so we don't want that to happen. We're gonna drop the mountains, and we're gonna get ourselves a ton of resources here. We're gonna drop the third grove. We're gonna drop the blood grove, but it shouldn't be an issue short term. And we're gonna drop these here. We're gonna get some meadows, some flowery meadows for some extra regen. No problem, Simos. If I was giving it a score right now, Bear, because it's a scary score to give out just like that, but I'm looking between a 9 to 9.5. Like right now, the respect I have to give these developers for going with an art style like this, but and really putting all their faith in their gameplay, to me deserves huge props. And the gameplay, they've nailed the strategy roguelite gameplay in a totally original way, in my opinion. So yeah, I would go like somewhere between like either 9 or 9.5. All depending on and that's why I said I want to play more of this game. All depending on how fed up I get with it after like 20 to 30 hours. If after 20 or 30 hours I'm still like as hooked to it as I am now, I would say 9.5-ish. I would say the original soundtrack is excellent, Luca. But it's very early. Like, it's very excellent if you like the early 8-bit style soundtracks, 8 to 16-bit tracks. What I mean is that if you compare it to something like... Let me think. If you compare it to something like Death's Door, obviously Death's Door feels more like music that could be as much as for a game as something else. This is definitely will only fit with a very heavily retro style game, but it's one of the best soundtracks in this genre that I've listened to recently. Like, I can pump it a bit if you want, for a little while. Let me know if this drowns me out too much, though, like if you guys can't hear me anymore, but I just pumped the soundtrack for a while. It's probably not going to come in loud, but it should come in clear so that you can hear what it sounds like. Let's get going on the run. Oh, I didn't look through the items, did I? That could be a problem. Okay. Evasion, damage. This one was interesting. But it's damage to all. I'm still gonna sub it in there because we need better weapons. Okay, we're gonna sub them in anyway because our weapons are total garbage right now. Boots are evasion, but I'd rather have attack speed. And this is max HP. Okay, we'll take the max HP because, like I said early on. Perfect. Good. As long as you guys can still hear me and it doesn't drown me out or make it unpleasant to try to listen to what I'm saying. If it does, just let me know. Like, that's the thing, is if you would have told me this is an actual SNES game, like Jumping Bear was asking earlier, you would actually believe it. Like, if someone told you, no, this came out, like, 30 years ago, like, not... like, yeah, close to 30 years ago on the SNES, someone would believe you, like, 100%. So we're taking a lot of damage here. But we have a beacon, so this will help a ton on our next loop. We're going to place that like this to get the extra attack speed on everything. And we're going to place this here, this here, place this like this to get the bonus here. Place that there, and we're gonna fill it in with a rock later to get the proper sort of balance there. That there too. Even though you can't get a second mountain, I still put them in 9x9 squares for some reason when I can. And we are definitely going to get rid of the goblin camp. I am not dealing with goblins this early with a rogue. And here we are, our cash-in. Okay, so evasion 12%. Very good, but our boots that are right now are better. Even though they're lower leveled. Damage, pure damage counter. This could be interesting, but... What about these? Evasion 12, still not good enough. This here is worth it. And this we're going to put in the offhand because it has better attack stats. But we're actually getting really cruddy items right now. Just to let you know. Super at ease. The controls are like two or three buttons. Basically, Y starts your character or stops it. So if you hit Y, he starts walking. If I hit Y again, he stops. Sorry about the noise, by the way. If you hold down ZR, it switches you to your item menus, and then you can basically move around the item menu with either the D-pad or the analog stick. If you hold down ZL, it pops you down to your cards at the bottom. And then if you hold it down, you cycle through your cards. A to select any item or card. And then if you have a card selected, it brings up the grid in green where you can place it. And then you can place it with your analog stick or your D-pad once again. So basically, there's 4 buttons. ZR, ZL, A, and Y. So that is pretty much the control scheme here. So it is once you've got it down, it is super easy. So my one worry this run so far is that we're gonna have to stop it because we're getting uber crappy items for a rogue, and we won't be able to deal with the enemies. This is my fear right now because you're gonna see when we're gonna get to the wolves right now with the current equipment we have. It could actually become an issue. And we have a treasury. So we're going to want to try and max that out. Here. That's what I was waiting for. That's why I wasn't placing our meadows and stuff. Because I want to max that out. I want to get as many resources as quick as possible. Yeah, exactly. It looks like I'm doing like a million things, but it's just because now I'm used to it. So I'm actually scrolling pretty quickly through it. And by the way, we can probably pop it up to ×4 speed. Like, because the walking speed for your character is controlled by if you press down on L, like on your L joystick, and if you press down on R on the joystick, it brings up either you can see how many resources you have so far or you don't see. So yeah, but yeah, you're gonna see here. These are gonna be rougher fights. Actually, that one wasn't too bad. Oh, not too bad. They're not as rough as I thought they were gonna be. But we really need to cash in on some good items this time. Oh, that's the other thing that works well in a rogue. Crit chance. If you got crit damage or crit chance, really good on a rogue. Let's put this here. Whoops, that was a misplace. Here we're gonna cash in for a bunch of resources. Now we're gonna lose these cards if we don't place them. But it's not too bad because it will give us a resource, by the way. When your cards max out at the bottom, the ones that sort of disappear, they give you a special resource that is like books or knowledge or something like that. Okay, here's our new set of items. Let's see what we got. So here we've got 35 crit damage, pretty good. Defense and counter. But 8% evasion. Oh, Those are like the worst stats. Boots, evasion 9% or damage 2. Like, where are my attack speeds, guys? Where are my attack speeds? Well, look, at 18% evasion, they're worth it, definitely. 35%. Like, 35% crit damage for a hit to HP is worth it. These are not good. Both items I'm gonna have to swap. We're gonna have to go just like for damage. But we're actually getting, like I said, we're getting really crappy rogue items. Really crappy rogue items. It's a little bit annoying. I'm gonna place some meadows because we need the extra HP regen at the end of days. Meadows, by the way, that's what they do when you place a meadow. By the way, I'm not showing you, but if you put your cursor on anything, if you look at the right in red, it tells you what it does. There are hidden synergies, but basically, see, it heals 3 HP at the start of each day. I maybe should have told you guys what the days are. The top bar in green is the day. When the bar fills out, it's theoretically the end of a day in the game. And at that point, when it's the end of a day, you regen a certain portion of HP based on how many meadows and stuff you have. So, okay, we have an Oblivion card, and we have, once again, a Goblin where I really don't want them. So we're going to get rid of those. And maybe after this, I'm going to show you guys the deck, because I showed it to you quickly, but I didn't go into details of how the deck was working. Time is flying, man. These runs take long. That's the one thing. Like, runs in this game can take really long. And like you see later, like the last run, we lost 70% of everything. And it ended up being like almost a useless run because I took a chance and I shouldn't have. I should have given up. I basically should have retreated rather than try to fight the boss. Or I should have summoned the boss at the right time if we wanted to try him. But the point that we didn't actually complete the next loop was pointing in the direction that we probably wouldn't have won that fight anyway. And it's crazy to think that even if I end the run now and we keep all our resources, we're still not going to be building something. Yeah, you can save mid-run. You can basically save the game at any time. You press start, or the cross symbol, and you can save at any time. And generally, it auto-saves every minute. So even if there were issues, you generally don't lose any progress. Like, I heard that there were crashes in the pre-launch builds of the game, but there must have been a day one patch or something, because when I downloaded the game, I haven't had one single crash yet. I've had no crash. So, but basically I heard there was crashes, but I'm assuming they patched them out, or maybe I've just been extremely lucky. Come on, we need to get some crazy attack speed, because you see, look, we're ending these runs at almost 50 HP, which is not good. Like, this is not good right now. What that means is the next loop can kill us. Okay, so let's see what we've got this time. Oof. This one is actually really good. That's really good armor. Evasion 15%. Evasion and crit damage chance at 4. 5% lower. This is damage and pure damage. But we have higher damage. That's an evasion bonus. God, I wish that was on a different item. Let's pop this down here. I'd rather have the evasion bonus. Since we're really not getting attack speed, I have to pump the evasion. And if you look down there, if you hold down ZR while you're looking, you get your overall stats. So I have 40% evasion right now. So I should almost be evading 1 out of every 2 attacks, which is pretty decent. And my crit chance is my crit 10% for a crit with 140 damage is actually really bad. That's actually really bad. But we have 42 to 62 damage, which is decent. So far from what I've seen. So let's just drop down these. Let's pump our HP as much as we can. We're gonna try this one last loop, but if we don't hit like major something, we're gonna have to hang our hats on this run. And I placed those all wrong. Like, we've got a bunch of groves down there, and I can't even place them because we're already having trouble with the run as it is now. Yeah, honestly, the fact that you can save the runs anytime, it's really pretty great for pick up and play gameplay. Oh, we have an upgrade. This could save us. If we get the wolf, that could save us. I haven't been seen. A 50% chance of resource shot for an enemy while encountering. Okay, marauders fighting against grant you additional trophies. Hero says every enemy after the first. Yeah, but we're not going for high enemy counts. We're going to do this. We're going to try and get as much resources as we can. We should be stealing extra resources. 50% chance we get extra resources when we beat enemies. Man, it's noisy here tonight. Sorry about that, guys. Like, normally we hear the kids a few times, but tonight, man, dogs going crazy, kids are going crazy, everyone's going crazy here. It's actually one of my daughter's birthdays tomorrow. Oh, you can actually play with the touch controls if you're playing handheld, by the way, Jumping Bear. The touch controls work, I just didn't like them. Like, I found it more efficient if you're, like, especially because I use, like, either a Hori split pad or I use those wireless controllers that I showed, the NYXI or NIXY, can't remember. If you're using those, I found it actually more comfortable to keep using those. But if you want, you could actually play with the touchscreen on the tablet of the Switch. They kept the motion controls. Actually, this run went better. We're higher in HP at the end of this run than we were at the last one, which is actually good. Now let's max this out so that, because that's the tough part of our run. We might be able to turn this one around here. Oh, you have a chance to have a decent item. 51% crit damage. Nice. Nice. And then 8 attack item. That's heavy attack, crit chance, evasion, counter. We don't want counter. That sucks. Evasion 18, evasion 19, evasion 15. Well, let's just grab evasion 19. So now we're still at 10% crit chance, but we're at 191% damage. See, I would like to increase the crit chance, but let's keep going. We can do one more. Honestly, the one thing I wonder is if this could run on Android. Because imagine, like, I have I have a, whatchamacallit, I have a Chromebook that actually flips to a touchpad, like a, you know, that you can flip over to a touchpad. And this could be a fun game on that too. And I don't see why it wouldn't be able to run on that. Like, no offense, like, I don't see why it would not be able to run on that. But sometimes we can be surprised. They don't look graphically intense, but sometimes the code running behind it can actually be pretty heavy. So I think this is going to be our last loop. Unless we get some crazy... Well, actually, we're doing pretty freaking well. This is going to be like a deciding factor, because this is like a 3-person fight. But our evasion is so high. That's what's getting us through these fights. I just don't want to take a chance to like lose all our resources again. Yeah, I think we're gonna end it after this loop. Because hopefully I want to show you guys, I want to build a building, and I want to look at the deck with you guys. And if we're lucky, after that we can maybe try one more run. We can try another rogue run and maybe see a really good like attack speed build if we get some really good attack speed items. I'm gonna take a look at the items we get, and unless we get like some massive attack speed items, we're gonna pretty much end the run. Yeah, because look, we're having trouble here. We just took a potion. That's done automatically, by the way. If your HP gets below a certain level, it just takes a potion. Oof. Yeah, it's rough. Oh, we've got the new upgrade. I'm gonna try that, but I don't think it's gonna be enough to switch everything. Oof. We've got some crit damage, crit chance, 30 40s. Insane. Attack speed 28. It almost makes you want to keep going. It almost makes you want to keep going. But we're going to be smart about this run. We are not going to keep going, okay? We're going to call it quits. So when you're going to call it quits, when you're on your home base, you can actually quit at any point, but you still get a penalty, by the way. But if you're at your home base and you press X, you can retreat with all your resources. So we're going to retreat with all our resources. We're going to go look if we can actually build something. We're still missing six of the items from basically the metal shards to build our smelter. And we're 4 wood off, 5 food and 3 food off of the metal shards to build this. We could build a cemetery, however. This is that would be interesting. Let's build. What's the mud hut? We can build that too. You can give residents furniture, food to store. Interesting. No, we don't want to dismantle this. Okay. We have supplies here as well. These are supplies that you can add to your things. We have furniture here. +1 to max HP for every whole resource gained during this expedition. So we can add that there. Okay, you can also craft things, by the way. You can craft extra items and food. We're just not going to do that for the moment. Yeah, the potions are automatic, Ariel. They basically regen my HP when I was low. When you're about to die, basically your character uses the potion automatically. Sometimes it doesn't look like you used the potion because most of the time your HP just stays the same, although it should have lowered. It's sort of like, but it's automatic, basically. Okay, we're gonna build something. We're mud hut. Give residents furniture to no. Let's do the cemetery because apparently the cemetery, once you upgraded it, you can, even if you die, you can actually regen. So now we have to choose where we want to build a cemetery. We'll build it right there. And when you build something, you get a little bit of storyline because you basically bring someone back into existence, and then that person sort of gives you a bit of storyline. So it'll show you guys. That's why I wanted to build something so that you could see that. There is a storyline to this game, like I said, where you're bringing the world back into existence from nothingness, and you're the only person who can do it, for some reason, by going through the loop and remembering everything that was in the world. So even though you're bringing bad things into the world, because you're bringing the world back, it's actually a good thing that you're bringing bad things back, because that's how we have to rebuild the world. It's like a weird storyline. But this is basically it. This place is nice, calm, there are people here, but they are quiet. They look grim, but they can tell you much if you can listen. So he didn't tell you much. Some people tell you a little bit more than that. If we go to the expedition now and we hit Y, that brings you to the deck, okay? And basically what the deck does is you can choose what type of cards can appear. However, you have minimums. Like if you look there, I can put maximum these 6 cards in, but I can't put less than 2 of these cards in. The other section, same thing, max 6, minimum 2. This section is 2 out of 2, and you see the bottom section is max 3, minimum 1. So you can actually remove these, but these are good cards. These are good effects. These are good effects as well, but there are certain secondary bad effects that can happen, like the harpies if you make the mountain and stuff. And the rest of these can generally have a positive or a negative impact. So it gives you resources, but it increases the difficulty of the loop. And the reason I'm basically using so few cards is because these are the cards that are giving me the resources that I currently need. Meaning that I'm not going to take the cards that aren't giving me the resources that I'm aiming for right now. Because then you're basically aiming at getting useless cards. So I don't know if any of you have ever played Magic the Gathering, but it's this sort of principle of why are you always at the minimum deck size? Because you want to make sure that the cards you want are there as often as possible. So it's the same idea here. Generally, you're going to want the minimum number of cards to get to where you want to go with the benefits you need. Like, I need the beacon, I need the treasury because that gives resources, and the Oblivion card can deal with problems. So I can't take those out. The Rock and Meadows resources, Battlefield chests and resources, Blood Grove gives that tougher special enemy, and then you've got the Grove and Cemetery, that's wood, and that is rocks, or if I'm not mistaken, and now it will actually give me memories as well, which is a high level resource. So right now I don't actually need it, but apparently it's good to stack it as early as possible. So that is basically the deck I'm using. We're going to try another run. This is probably, unfortunately, going to be our last tonight. So let's hope we get a freaking good one. And I need to equip my basic weapon, basic armor. Oh yay, we've already got a beacon. We're not going to use it yet because we're going to decide at the end of the loop where we're placing stuff. And I actually don't like this loop. It's a little wonky. Wonky in the sense that I might actually have to put like the Grove stuff at the beginning of the loop, and I don't like doing that generally. I might have to place a few things here because we're about to lose the beacon. Yes, that's what I thought. See, because of that, I have to put the grove here. So I'm gonna place that there. Place our grove here. Now the rest we're gonna wait, just in case we get a, the thing that gives you resources. I have a blank now on the name. Okay, so we have our first loop down. Let's see what we've got. Okay, start with boots. Evasion, evasion, evasion counter. So these are the winners so far, but we have a 3. Evasion crit damage, that's the winners. And evasion crit damage. Crazy crit damage, but lower evasion. Oh, but that's crazy crit damage. Oh, that's crit damage chance, and that's crit damage. I'd rather have crit damage chance than crit damage. So we have attack speed, good. And defense, because we don't have anything else. We have a level 2 armor. 169, 185, so that's the better one. So that's pretty much it for now. So let's start building our mountain. Since we didn't get the resource thing. A couple of meadows in front. So some extra HP regen. And let's go off on our loop. So hopefully now we're going to be getting a pretty decent cash in. Actually, I forgot my freaking chest. I forgot my battlefield. Right up there. Okay. One more stone or rock, we can finish our mountain. So let's put that up there, finish our mountain. It's going to give us a bunch of resources. There we go. Oh, an extra grove zone. Good. Let's put that down there. Actually, let's drop our meadows too, because we can just guarantee ourselves some okay regen at the end of each day. There we go. We've got that placed and out of the way. Let's do this. And we just got a treasury. Nice stuff. Put that up here. Mountains around it. Put the meadow down here. Like so. And we've got another beacon. Place here, so we've got double coverage for our attack speed. There we go. So I'm going to start going through the loops a little quicker, talking a little bit less, so that we maybe have chance to get as far as we can. So out of the armors, we definitely want this one, crit chance, evasion for the boots, but not better than what we have. Crit damage 30%, evasion 4. I want crit damage chance. I don't want crit damage. I want crit damage chance. And the weapons, they hit hard, but they have really crappy stats. We're going to put that there because but this is, oh no, I made a mistake there. I should put in the other spot. Ah, that was my bad. Misclick. Okay, so we should have, because I put the same sword in the same spot twice, so I actually destroyed a sword for nothing. So, let's see here. So far, nothing much of an issue. Now, I'm not going to destroy the goblin camp right away. I'm going to do it after this loop, so we're going to fight the 2 goblins, then I'm going to destroy. Actually, we're doing pretty good against them. I'm going to keep the Oblivion cards. I'm going to leave them there. Only if we get really cruddy items am I going to do something about it. Okay, so we're going to put the cemetery here so that it's in one of our attack speed boosts. So we want to start getting the memories now from the upgrade. Oh, we've got another beacon, so we can actually maximize this. Okay, let's take a look at what we got. Crit damage and evasion. Still not crit damage chance. Why are they giving me like nothing with attack speed? It is insane. This is like 2 runs in a row now. We're gonna go like this. Because the crit damage is okay. It's just that you need the chance. Like, you need high chance for it to really pay off. Finish that up there. Cemetery here. Go, we got some memory cards. That sounds weird, eh? But yeah, we got some memory cards. There. Okay. Actually, another treasury. At least loot-wise, we're getting some good stuff. So we're maybe not getting the best items for like long loops, but we're getting a lot of resources for a shorter loop. Like, I'm really looking forward to beating that first boss and starting moving on to like chapter 2. Theoretically, I could play chapter 2 right away, but I don't see the point till you beat chapter 1. Maybe I'm supposed to beat chapter 2 first. Yeah, they're starting to get a little annoying. So we're gonna eliminate those guys. We don't need them. Oh, we've got our boost. Can I please see what it is? For each missing 10% of HP, the loop hero has a point to damage for 1,000. No. Can't pass it to the campfire tile. Yeah, let's grab that. I think we drop actually 10% of our resources. So that means that it's sort of like we save 10% of our resources for each loop, even if we don't turn in. Now we got a ghost. Basically, the thing that spawns the chest, the battlefield, if you kill enemies within its activation zone, it has a chance of spawning a ghost. Okay, so we should have checked our items before. We had some crazy items. That was bad. Okay, evasion bonus, defense, pure damage, max HP, evasion and defense, or evasion and counter. I'm feeling like this is an easy choice. Like, this is easy like that. Evasion and defense, I don't feel like a good switch. Max HP and pure damage is not a good switch either. And we have a battlefield that we can place here. And yeah, I think we're gonna roll like that. I don't remember. Does anyone remember how much wood I needed for that? Oh, but I probably used some to build the freaking cemetery. I should have checked my numbers again. How's this game watching it? Like, is it boring watching this? I just want to know, because roguelites I love playing on stream, but I want to know how this one translates for all of you. Is this one fun, or because I know, for example, in my opinion, watching runs of whatchamacallit, the other roguelike, Skull is super fun because it's action packed, lots of stuff happening. This one, are you guys able to follow, or does it become a little boring because you get a little lost in everything that's happening? I'd like to know that, because there are some games that I sort of want to bring back on stream on a regular basis, and I want to know if this one is one of those. I know it's one I wouldn't mind bringing back on a regular basis, but of course I'm not going to bring it back if for you guys it's not much fun watching. So if you're watching this now and you want to let me know in the comments, please let me know. If not, you can always leave it down below in the comment of the video if you're watching this as a replay or something like this. Now, I know it's pretty late in the stream, so some people might not make it here, but if you do make it here, let me know, please. These are the same ones we had, evasion and evasion bonus. We have a meadow and a mountain. We need one more special resource. We need one more resource. We can actually cash in on that. Okie doke. Let's see what we have here. Damage to all. Okay, let's start with the armors. So we have evasion bonus 12%. That's just a pure upgrade. That's not armor. Max HP. Evasion bonus 17%. So this is just pure better. Boots. Evasion 12%. Evasion 12%, so just weaker all around. These are damage to all. Yeah, I imagine so, but you know, at the same time, like, it's always going to be like that for every game. But yeah, I can see this game being maybe less. I think this is a game that's a lot of fun to play, maybe less fun to watch. I'm trying to place myself in you guys' shoes. Like, would I be watching this if I was watching? And this is interesting because there's a lot of damage to all, but we don't have huge groups. This is definitely not better. I'm debating if I want to switch my axe to this, but I don't think so. We're gonna attempt one loop like this. We're gonna see what happens. Once again, if we don't get like attack speed items, like, I don't get why we're getting like such one-directional items these last two runs. This. We can beacon. I think we should still beacon like this. We'll max out this part of the map. And I'll oblivion the. Okay, come on. Actually, it's going pretty well this loop, so we might be able to do at least another one. Oh, and we have enough to, I didn't notice, we can do this, resources out. Go. Come on. Yes. We're actually doing pretty well. We're not doing as... I thought we'd be way lower health-wise than this at this point. So I think we can get through one more loop. Like, I wonder if we got like a... Oh, we have attack speed in these boots here. Hold on. These are actually insane. See, I almost didn't notice those, and we would have probably lost them all if I wouldn't have equipped them before we ended the loop. Beacon. Let's beacon... like, we can start extending this so that I can actually put an extra cemetery. Let's do this. Fresh inventory. Okay. Let's see. Damage. My god, all the weapons, like all these weapons are like pure VAWR tech. Not sure what you mean by that, Emma. Okay, let me just see. Evasion bonus. All the good weapons. Like, I feel like I have to equip this because it's way better than that. And then we've got this that is just better than what I have. Like, it's more damage and more evasion bonus. So there's no reason not to equip that. Okie doke. So, let's see what this turns out to be. A sec here. We're going to place some meadows. That's going to give us some wood. Some food, I meant. Go, because we're not getting a lot of food, and I know we need some. We're one-shotting almost everything, though. I've got to be honest, we're one-shotting like almost everything because of that level 9 weapon we have. Like, we're doing insane amounts of damage. Which means that we might have just bought ourselves like an extra loop, no matter what happens. Yeah, because we're running through things. Nope. We just got a silver pendant. We can go check what they actually do, I think. Can't we? Yeah. 4 damage from all... minus 4 damage from all vampires. Can I try the boss? Maybe? Maybe? Let's see if because we're still way too early. Like, our items are too low for him. That's guaranteed. But if we get some good items, look, maybe I'll end this by trying the boss no matter what happens, so that you guys can see what it is. So we'll aim for summoning the boss no matter what happens. The only thing is I have to get enough cards. We have to get enough cards. That's the sort of limiting factor here. Critical damage, evasion. That's actually good, but I really want attack speed. Can I please get some attack speed? Crit damage 54%. That is a lot. Level 9 sword. That's a lot of damage. Oof, 54%. Evasion 20, but I want my attack speed. Evasion 21. Wow. Ugh, they're really pushing towards evasion, but I don't want to play an evasion game. Like that's the thing. I don't want to play that. So we have the choice. Look, I'm just gonna. Wait, what's this? What's our evasion bonus? 14. We would drop to 28. We can't do that. Okay, we're gonna try another loop like this because right now these items are really not exciting me, but we'll try. I'll show you guys the boss no matter what happens. So when I have enough cards to summon him, we'll try and summon him. Okay. Oh, we have... Wait. Nice. This is actually a really good... we just got a really good bonus. Basically, now we're going to have a pet when we fight. And the thing is, the pet is a super good, like, tank for damage. Okay, all these things are really good for trying to summon the boss, by the way, because we can basically drop this stuff. So I'm going to try and work towards summoning the boss, so I'm trying to drop, like, basically everything I have. See, now when we fight, we have a 70% chance to be helped by this, like, wolf guy. Wolf guy is a lot of help. Evasion and attack speed. Level 7 boots. Attack speed 16 higher. Damage to all. Pure damage. Those are better. Attack speed. Yes, another attack speed weapon. Okay, we might be getting something going here. The only thing that's annoying me is I haven't beaconed the home base. That is true. Hopefully we can get a beacon. Hey, Billy Leaf, thank you for showing up, man. We're about to end. This is probably going to be our last run, but we are crossing our fingers that we are going to be able to fight the boss. Because I haven't beaten the first boss yet, so I'm trying hard to gear up for that. Worth it. Okay, hold on. Let's start placing stuff to see how close we can get to summoning the boss. Like, we can basically place this here. Here. Meadow. Oof. Don't know if we'll have enough cards. I really hope we get enough cards to summon him before we get to the camp, because I don't want to have to do another loop. Oh, this might have just solved our problem. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna summon the boss. Full disclosure, I think we're gonna lose. Full disclosure, I think we're gonna lose because he hits like a freaking truck. But I'm pretty sure I can drop this. And the next card we're gonna drop is gonna summon him. So I'm gonna do that just before we get to the camp. Make sure we don't have to accomplish another loop, and we just got our beacon. Okay, I'm gonna summon him now. So now we're gonna get to the camp and we're gonna be able to fight him straight out. Now don't worry, we're gonna get the message, do you want to continue or do you want to stop? Because you have the option to choose before you get to the boss. We're just gonna choose to continue. We're gonna try this. We're gonna stay. He doesn't regen us. That is awful. It's almost guaranteed we're gonna get our ass handed to us. Oh, man. Why is he not hitting the dog? Oh my god, this is the lowest I've gotten him, actually. It's our evades that are saving us so far. Oh my god, we're like one hit. No! Guys, he was one hit. He was one hit, we were one hit. He got us first. Dude, it was so close. If only we wouldn't have been at half health when we actually got to him. Ugh. Now I feel like I should have used the Oblivion card. So close. So close. We almost beat him. Tomorrow he's going down. He's going down. Ugh. We actually kept a decent amount there, I think, though. That's weird. Well, weird good. Like, yeah, because look, we kept a decent amount. We're only like 3 wood away from an intel center. And we're 2 scrap metal away from a smelter. So we almost. Yeah. Anyway. It was super close. It's actually a nice way to end the stream. It would have been nicer to end with us beating him, but being one hit away from beating the boss is actually a really nice way to end the stream nonetheless. That means that tomorrow he's going down. Because tonight I've got to go spend some time with the kids, with the wife, and tomorrow, I'm going to work on this. By the way, for all of you that follow the videos, slight chance the video is going to be delayed on the weekend. It's the kid's birthday tomorrow, so it'll probably be delayed. It'll be there, but it might just be very slightly delayed. I don't know if it's tomorrow evening. I don't know if it's going to be Sunday, but it's going to probably be one of the others instead of being Saturday morning like it normally is. So if any of you do not see the video tomorrow morning, do not worry, it is going to be coming. So, hey, thank you all for showing up for the stream tonight. Sorry I was late starting it. I always try to be on time. Like I said, had to step out for the Christmas gifts, and there was crazy traffic on the way back. So thank you all for showing up as usual. I hope you all enjoyed the stream, although it's sort of a more laid back, hands-off type of game, but as you can see, there's a lot here if you want to dive into it. And like I said, I'm not the only one. Go look at scores out there. It is an amazing game. So thank you for everyone who showed up. Thank you, Cesar. I know you just popped in and I'm saying bye. I'm so sorry, dude. Thank you, Juan, Once Kilos, B-Leaf, Ariel, Jumping Bear, Kevin, Luca. Let me just go here. Who am I forgetting? Simos. If you're still here, McCracken Man showed up. Flurpy McPerp. Sorry, I think I forgot to say hi when you came in. Al showed up. Tegade was there at the beginning. Cristobal, Grovel, Rob. Thank you all, guys, for showing up. It's always a pleasure having you in here. Andrew as well. If I'm forgetting anyone, I'm so sorry. But I try to at least give a call out to everyone. Yes, thank you very much. Have a nice weekend as well to all of you. As usual, I hope I'll see all of you in my next video.